Today, the XFL finally announced its schedules. We've got divisions. We've got the Vegas Vipers playing in Cashman Field. Let's get right into it. We're 43 days from the XFL kickoff. So the season kicks off on Saturday, February 18th at 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC with the Vegas Vipers facing the Arlington Renegades at Choctaw Stadium. Opening weekend matchups include the February 18th Orlando Guardians versus Houston Roughnecks at TDECU Stadium. That will be a night game, so Saturday night game at 8:30 p.m. On the 19th, the St. Louis Battlehawks will take on the San Antonio Brahmas at the Alamodome. So congratulations to all those AAF fans. You get a home game at 3 p.m. Eastern at the Alamodome on the 19th, and then to close it out, the Seattle Sea Dragons take on America's team, the DC Defenders at Audi Field. I will be there 8 p.m. on ESPN. So you've got you've got the first game will be on ABC, right? ABC. Then you'll get the next one on ESPN and FX, which that's kind of weird. Then you'll have the 3 o'clock game also on ABC, which is huge, and then the night game on ESPN. Season tickets, of course, are now available, and single game tickets will go on sale starting on January 12th, 2023. So that is not too far away. So single game tickets are coming very soon. It's going to be really interesting because basically they have a month of single game ticket sales to drum up. And I know everybody's chomping at the bit, and this was the last piece that we were waiting for. And so people will start getting tickets. It'll be interesting to see what the crowds look like on that first game. So the XFL today announced its 2023 schedule in partnership with the Walt Disney Company and ESPN, the exclusive broadcast partner of the XFL. One thing that's interesting, they have the divisions, and you will see that the divisions are a little different. So instead of the East and West, you have the North and South. So the North, that's us. DC Defenders, Seattle Dragons, St. Louis Battlehawks, Vegas Vipers. Yeah, I know what you're going to say, but you get the idea. South Division, Renegades, Roughnecks, Guardians, and Brahmas. So you got your 3 Texas teams plus Orlando are in the South Division. North Division is Defenders and Sea Dragons, Battlehawks, Vipers. So right now, rivals definitely have to be Defenders and Battlehawks. That's got to be the key rivalry. All 3 of the Texas teams going at it. That's going to be a good rival. I mean, and we'll find out, how things shake out for these other teams. But I would say that needs to be the rivalry game because the DC Defenders has Jordan Ta'amu. So right there, they already hate us to begin with. So anyways, that's the division, the North and the South. So some key details that came out today. All 43 XFL games, 40 regular season games, 2 playoffs, and 1 championship will be featured on a combination of ABC, 7 games. That's huge. ESPN and ESPN2, 22 games. That's great. FX, 15 games. Meh. All game XFL. Sorry, FX. But it's true. Because no one watches FX for football games or any sports. But I know FX is trying to get in the sports game or something like that. But all XFL games will be streamed on ESPN Plus and simulcasted in 142 countries around the world. No ESPN Plus everything. I'm not sure what, like Canada or other areas, but you can get games. If you can get ESPN Plus, you can get XFL games. So no matter where you are in the world. Quote, through the global scale and support of Disney and ESPN, our fans will have multiple options to access and experience the XFL across broadcast, cable, and streaming, said Russ Brandon, XFL president. Within 6 weeks until kickoff, we are excited about our partnership with the immersive game day viewing experience that our collaboration will provide viewers, close quote. I would love for them to get the Disney Imagineers. I've been watching a bunch of documentaries about the Disney Imagineers. Get them involved with the XFL. That would be cool. Tim Reed, ESPN Vice President, Programming and Acquisitions, added, throughout the 2023 XFL season, each platform will have unique opportunities to showcase key moments from the championship on ABC, playoffs on ESPN and ESPN2, and a big opening weekend with games on ESPN, ABC, and FX. We are also excited to provide another innovative offering for ESPN Plus subscribers with every game available live. So you can get all the games on ESPN Plus. So that's the whole thing with you don't really need to have a streaming platform like Netflix or Amazon. It's all on ESPN Plus. The 8 teams will split into 2 divisions, just like we talked about. You have the North, DC Defenders, Seattle Sea Dragons, St. Louis Battlehawks, Vegas Vipers. The South, Arlington Renegades, Houston Roughnecks, Orlando Guardians. I can't say Guardians anymore. Guardians. San Antonio Brahmas. You know the drill there. Quote, the alignment of the divisions creates instant rivalries and added level of excitement, said Brandon. Fans at every XFL game will experience the energy and passion these players bring to the game while being immersed in a stadium experience designed to bring them closer to the action on the field, close quote. So opening weekend will kick off on Saturday, February 18th, with the Arlington Renegades hosting the Vegas Vipers at Choctaw Stadium at 8 on ABC starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. Wow. Isn't that awesome, my friends? Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, it is go freaking time. Additional opening weekend matchups. We talked about February 18th at 8:30 p.m. Orlando Guardians versus Houston Roughnecks at TDECU Stadium. 8:30 p.m. Eastern, ESPN, FX, and ESPN. Everything's on ESPN Plus. Sunday, February 19th, Battlehawks, Brahmas, Alamodome, 3 p.m. on ABC. Awesome. Sunday night, Seattle Sea Dragons, DC Defenders at Audi Field, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Cool. ESPN will also televise the 2023 XFL playoffs, which will take place on Saturday, April 29th. Book it in your calendar. And Sunday, April 30th on ESPN and ESPN2, respectively, and streamed, of course, on ESPN+. The XFL Championship game is set for Saturday, May 13th at 3 p.m. on ABC and streamed on ESPN. Interesting. So you have the 2 championship games. I'm pulling out a calendar here. I just noticed this now. So you have your championship games April 30th, but then you're going to wait April 30th. So the 6th is not going to have anything, and then you're going to have a game on the 13th. That is interesting. So they're going to have a week of nothing going on before the championship game. Well, that's going to be a question I'm going to have to ask around. What are they anticipating? An all-star game or something else going on? Interesting there. The Vegas Viper, and then if you any sports nerds know why they would skip that weekend, let me know. Or is that, I don't know. The Vegas Vipers will play their home games at Cashman Field, a 10,000-seat venue in downtown Las Vegas. Fans will have access to parking, concessions, and tailgating areas before Viper games during the season. More details about that venue and season tickets deposits go over to XFL Las Vegas team. Single game tickets will go on sale on a future date. Season tickets are now available for purchase at xfl.com/tickets. I already got mine. Single game tickets for all teams other than Vegas. So Vegas isn't going on sale just yet. Will be January 12th. Season tickets have 2 membership levels, gold and silver, which include exclusive benefits such as priority access for fan events, game day access to on-field experience merchandise, and so much more. So let's take a look at the schedule, shall we, my friends? Okay, so you have week 1. We already talked about that. Vegas Vipers, and we've got that Saturday games. That's at 3 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. And then the Sunday games, we have 3 and 8 p.m. Week 2 is Thursday. We're going to have a Thursday game, February 23rd at 9 p.m. Eastern. So very cool. Thursday. So we get the first kind of week of the season, but we don't have to wait long because there's a 9 o'clock game on Thursday between the St. Louis Battlehawks and Seattle Sea Dragons. So Sea Dragons open up their stadium on Thursday night. That will be on FX. I'm not excited about FX, but still, that's cool. A Thursday night game. I actually don't mind that, putting it on that channel. Then we have games on Saturday, the 25th, 7 p.m. DC Defenders take on the Vegas Vipers. They finally get to open their home game on FX. And then Sunday at 4 on the 26th, San Antonio Brahmas versus Orlando Guardians. That is on ESPN. And then close it out Sunday, 7 p.m. Arlington, the Renegades versus the Roughnecks on ESPN2. That takes you into week 2. So we got a special Thursday game there. Week 3 mixes up a little bit more. Also, we got March 4th at 7 p.m. Sea Dragons on the Vipers on FX. March 5th at 1 p.m. Sunday, we'll get the Battlehawks at the DC Defenders. Yeah, let's go. Sunday at 1 p.m. on FX. And then Sunday at 4 p.m., Orlando Guardians versus Arlington Renegades. And then you have the night game Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Brahmas versus Roughnecks on ESPN2. So it's very cool. We definitely have slots all for those Sunday night games. That is for week 3. Week 4, you have 2 Saturday games and 2 Sunday games on March 11th at 7. 2 night games, Saturday night games. You have 7 p.m. The Roughnecks versus the Guardians on FX. And then you have Brahmas Sea Dragons at 10 p.m. on FX. That's going to be a little difficult with the old, but that's cool. So Saturday night, have some fun there. March 12th, your 2 Sunday games are 4 o'clock, Renegades versus Battlehawks, and then 7 with the Vipers at DC Defenders. So I'm going to have another late night game on Sunday at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. That's week number 4. Going on to week 5, we have a Thursday night, a Saturday, and 1 Sunday game here. So with our next Thursday night dip, 9 p.m. Roughnecks versus Sea Dragons on FX. So it seems like FX is getting the the Thursday night games, which is interesting. Okay. Saturday, March 18th at 7 p.m. DC Defenders at St. Louis Battlehawks. Is that the road trip, my friends, that Mr. Mark will go on to St. Louis? Been thinking about that. I have to talk to the wife. March 18th at 10 p.m. is the Orlando Guardians versus Vipers. That is on FX. That's Saturday at 10 p.m. Then Sunday at 10 p.m., the Renegades take on the Brahmas on ESPN2. So we've definitely got some late games on the schedule there, and that is for week 5. We go on to week 6 on the docket here. That's March 25th at 1:30 p.m. The Dragons take on the Guardians on ESPN. Also at 7 p.m., you got the Battlehawks, the Vipers on FX. Then you got Sunday, Brahmas versus Renegades on ABC at 3 o'clock. That's cool. And then a Monday night matchup. That's right. The only Monday night one, I believe. March 27th, 7 p.m., when the Houston Roughnecks come into Audi Field to witness the beer snake and get their butts whipped. Back to Houston. That will be on FX. So super excited about that. So we have a Monday night game on week 6. Week 7, we have a Friday, 2 Saturday, and a Sunday games. The 31st, 7 p.m., Dragons, Renegades on FX. April 1st at 3 p.m., you got the Battlehawks at Roughnecks on ESPN2. Saturday at 6 p.m., Brahmas Vipers on ESPN. And then Sunday, 7 p.m., DC Defenders versus Orlando Guardians, or Guardians. That will be on FX. A lot of games on FX. Maybe more of the front-loaded. And then, yes, as I'm looking now, that was basically, this was interesting. Week 7, the April 2nd, Sunday, 7 p.m. game, Defenders Guardians on FX. That is the last FX game. So after week 7, which makes sense because if they want to build up interest for the playoffs, week 8, 9, and 10, you want to have them on a bigger platform. So that makes sense. So April 8th, 1 p.m., Vipers Battlehawks, ESPN. Also a 4 o'clock game on Saturday, Renegades Guardians on ESPN. 2 Sunday games, 3 o'clock, Roughnecks at Brahmas on ABC. Cool. And Sunday night, again, DC Defenders take on the Seattle Sea Dragons on ESPN2. They got a lot of Sunday night games for us here. Week 9 on the 15th, 12:30 p.m. start, Vipers at Roughnecks. That will be on ABC. And then we have a 7 p.m. night game, Guardians versus Brahmas on ESPN2. Then the Sunday games on the 16th, 12 o'clock, Renegades at DC Defenders on ESPN. All right, an earlier game for me. And then 3 o'clock, Sea Dragons at the Battlehawks. That will also be on ESPN. Week 10, to wrap it up the season, both 2 Saturdays and 2 Sundays. That seems to be the model for the most part, but then they've kind of got to move some things in. 12 p.m. Guardians versus Battlehawks on ESPN. Then the DC Defenders at the Brahmas on ABC. That's at 3 o'clock. Then on the 23rd, the Roughnecks take on the Arlington Renegades on ESPN at 3 o'clock. Then at 9 o'clock, the Sunday game. 9 o'clock, it would be Vipers at Sea Dragons on ESPN2. And that closes out the season at that point. But the season, it's not over yet because we also have the playoffs. So the playoffs will be Saturday, the semifinals at 7 p.m. on ESPN2, and then Sunday the 30th at 3 o'clock on ESPN, with the championship game basically 2 weeks later on Saturday, May 13th at 3 o'clock, the XFL championship game on ABC, and we close it out. So we are done. May 13th is the championship game there. Lots of things to take in. We have the full schedule on XFL News Hub. Not only do we have the full schedule that you can check out there, we have the article about the full schedule, but we actually have a special schedule page that actually has the full schedule listed out for you there. Also, what's cool about it is you can download it to your Apple Calendar, your Google, or Outlook or Google. It's got links to do that. So if you want to add it to your to your phone or your work email or whatever, you can do that, or your family calendar. And then we have team pages. So for example, we have the Arlington Renegades, and it's got their schedule as well. If you want to just check out your personal team and see when they're playing, they'll have the win-loss records. The pages also got Arlington Renegades news, as well as the full roster. All of that for you on XFL News Hub. So we are excited. The schedule is here, my friends. The schedule is here, finally. And now it just feels real. Leave a comment. What is going to be the best game of the season? What are you looking forward to the most? And I'm sure the game day experiences are going to be also fantastic. And that's more of that stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks.